was good too.
Strawberry is so good.
Strawberry is good, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to Delve and Dash. This is episode 17. We're so glad that you're with us and hanging out with us. A couple quick shout-outs. I want to throw a shout-out to Twitch, Streamlabs OBS, Team MZ, and Many-Sided Dice for all of their support. And also wanted to throw out a big announcement to finish off April for our Autism Awareness Fundraiser. We were able to put together a total donation of $1,000 to the Zephyr Foundation. So thanks to you guys and all of your bits that you had given during that fundraiser, and to the crew at Tabletop Legends for challenging you guys. Basically, if they had enough bits in that first opening stream, they were going to donate $100 a piece. So that was $700 just from Tabletop Legends. And because of you guys and all of your bits that you brought in, we were able to actually add $300 to that to send to the donation. So thank you guys so much for doing that. And you guys are awesome. So that's really super cool. Last time on Delve and Dash, we met Raz's mom and some of her old friends. And we've got some insight into a burglary hit that a couple of them are competing with one another against. Apparently the Barden family has a big cache of museum type items and art objects and things that they are going to be shipping to Waterdeep the very next night. Natalia, one of Raz's old sisters, so to speak, in the hand of Yartar, asked if she would join her in making this hit without her mother, Tiva, knowing. Raz denied Natalia the request, and upon meeting Tiva, they decided that Tiva would rather that Raz and her group make the hit, and in particular, she wanted a very elegant music box that she was looking for as part of this cache. And then, basically... Oh, you stowed away the prisoner in the guest room. Can't forget that. And
what was his name? Melissa or something?
I think that's what you called him.
Yeah, that's what you call him.
Melissa, Mary...
Yeah, that's what I call him.
I think he had like 8 names, according to Franklin. They all started with M, I think.
Well, because Merritt, so
Merritt,
gotta go.
Yeah, it's true.
His name was... his name he went by on the ship was Merritt. His real name was
And
Bastion. Bastion Cliffborn. A young, proud noble of the Cliffborn family. And basically, we're going to go ahead and pick up the adventure... I guess we'll say in the morning, because you guys had time to regain a nice rest. You guys all got to sleep on a nice bed, very comfortable, very good night's sleep.
Franklin still slept in his shell.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, Franklin slept in his shell. And you guys awaken on the next morning as the sun peeks through the blinds of Tiva's residence. So you guys are, what if you use any spell slots or anything, you guys are get a full night's rest. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to wake up earlier than everyone else and have a little conversation with my mother.
Okay. We can do that.
If that is
sure.
amicable.
Yeah, actually, you head down the stairs from the second story, and you actually already catch the nice smell of an early morning's breakfast already being prepared. You feel like you've gained some of your cooking knowledge from Tiva. Smells like she can cook. You smell eggs, bacon, your typical breakfast foods and meats as you make your way down the stairs. Then you hear, you're up mighty early.
Well, I know you're an early riser, and I hadn't seen you in a while. Thought we could chat.
Oh, great. Could you pass me that pepper?
I passed her.
All right, she sprinkles some pepper onto the skillet that she's cooking over a warm stove.
Oh, I have missed your cooking.
I've missed your help. So much better when you're around.
Well, isn't that how family is?
Indeed. Indeed it is. So your friends seem nice.
They're an interesting bunch. They each have their purposes.
The tall, scaly one seems a little quiet.
Which tall, scaly one?
Well, I guess I need to be more specific. The one who goes by Silver. I guess it's from his silverish scales, I believe. That's where he got his name. I'm not sure. I need to ask him.
I would assume. Yeah, he's good at listening and surprisingly good at passing unnoticed.
Wow. For someone his size, that's.
I mean, he has his own abilities. He can turn invisible and such. Aids him in that. Yes, they each have their own skills. I think Vix would be the most useful to our escapades. He can change his appearance and is very useful at distractions and the like.
How is he under pressure?
It depends on what's pressuring him.
Well, Raz, you know how much pressure can be in this line of work.
I think he does better if he knows what he's going to be facing. The more information you can give him, the more prepared he can be. But I think with some training, he could become very useful.
Good. Here, try this. And she forks a piece of sausage and hands it over.
Take it. Mm.
Smells good.
Delicious. It's very, very good. Perfectly seasoned.
Oh. Thank you. It feels good to be up this early making breakfast for some guests.
Well, you've had an empty house for a while.
Yeah, definitely have. And now we've got another one over there.
What do you plan to do with him?
You know, I think I'm gonna keep him for a day or two, to be honest. I mean, they're not gonna be expecting him anytime soon, right?
Not as far as I know. I didn't find any outgoing mail that indicated he was going to be returning.
Perfect. Let's just say that, you know, if tonight does not go well, I have a plan B.
You always have a plan B.
And usually a C and D. And she just smiles.
Sometimes I wonder if you don't have a full alphabet. Yes, it seems as if he was trying very hard to sabotage the little operation, and I'm gonna pull out all the notes that he had taken and hand them to her.
Yeah, did you give them to her last time? Did she have them in her possession?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think that was part of it, so I will give them to her now.
She grabs them. She wipes her hands off, some grease from breakfast off her hands, and
I'll grab the spatula and start looking at
over.
stuff.
She just looks over. Oh, this is great. Oh. See, those idiots actually think that they can get this thing to work. I mean,
I know.
and they
even without the frog people, you know.
And they sit there and they nag at one another, all their words and yada yada yada, and
they just throw money at it.
And they just throw money at it, and they think it'll fix it. It's just ridiculous. Oh.
Money fixes some things, but not all.
This is great. She folds up the paper a bunch and kind of like shoves it down the front of her shirt and just takes it and starts kind of like buttering up some bread and some things and getting things ready for the rest of breakfast.
I'd probably come tumbling down the stairs, led by my nose holes. I want those eggs.
Seems like one of your friends is hungry.
It would. Morning, Vix.
Morning. I want eggs. I smelled eggs. Do you have eggs?
Oh yeah, have a seat at the table. We'll get you a plate.
Oh, I haven't had eggs in so long.
She gets a plate and she just starts like piling on a bunch of eggs onto definitely scrambled for Vix, and just throws them down there and just gets all these other sausages and bacon and stuff and puts it on a plate and sets it down. Little time after that, Franklin and Silver, you guys both awaken and are able to come on down to participate in the breakfast.
Yeah, I'll go towards the smell of food.
I'm drooling.
I will
I'm
cast
just
mending on everything, all the way down to food.
All right. As Franklin is taking his time covering every nook and cranny of Tiva's home, Silver, you sit down at the table. She brings you a nice big plate of breakfast as well. Enjoy. And
Thank
taps you on the shoulder.
I will, thank you.
I trust you rested well.
Yeah, it was very comfortable. I haven't had a nice bed in quite some time.
That's good. That's good. So, what is your story, by the way, Silver? Were you what brought you to the middle of a Evermore swamp in the first place?
I was on a kind of a hunting expedition, trying to find different creatures to skin for like their hide or scales or whatever they may have for my father. He's a kind of like an armor smith, leather worker, if you say.
Oh, that's neat. Huh. So you're skilled in this as well?
Sure.
Well, fantastic. She's just nibbling on a piece of buttered toast, sitting down next to you. Her legs are crossed, and her one leg is just like moving back and forth, kind of like just like that interested, you know, trying to do her best job at listening to your carry on a striker conversation. Then eventually you hear the thumping of Franklin's feet coming down, and you see him casting a bunch of incantations, and you can see these nice little sparkles appear in different cracks in the wall and completely cover the little cracks and imperfections in Tiva's wall. And she's looking up, watching this whole thing. She looks over to you, Silver, and says, "Is he fixing my house?"
He fixes
yes.
everything.
He fixes everything.
From the short time we've traveled with him, he likes to fix things.
That is a good trait to have.
Yeah.
I guess it's better than messing everything up.
That
You got
is
enough
very
young
true.
scallywags around here to do that.
More than enough here in Yartar.
Myself, of course, not included.
As I'm making a huge mess on the table.
Yeah.
Food going everywhere.
Everybody,
And I've taken over cooking, and I'm already making another whole batch of eggs so that other people can have some.
as she says it's better than messing everything up. Everybody does the slow turn to Vix. Just has every food. He has egg on his head. Like, it's just everywhere.
Vix, I think you need to slow down a little bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Here,
It's a
dear.
little rude.
Here, dear. Take it.
Oh, so
Take
good.
it. Take a napkin. Wipe yourself up, please. My goodness. I didn't think you could eat that much. You're gonna need a second plate.
Already on it.
More? You're gonna give me more?
Silver is slowly eating.
Just don't eat yourself to indigestion, Vix. We have a job.
Breakfast for you, Franklin.
Sure.
Oh.
Thank you.
Would you like eggs and meats as well?
No, thank you.
What would you like for breakfast, Franklin?
I cast Druidcraft and grow some swamp lettuce on my shell. And that,
You just grab it off your shell and just start munching on it?
yes, that's exactly what I do.
Wow. she just watches this happen, looks back at you, Raz. Well, I guess you don't have to cook for that one.
Yep.
Raz, as that facial expression is like, I brought my most embarrassing friends over to my house. What have I done?
Does she have any sort of planters in her house at all?
Oh yeah, I would say she would. She has some
Like on the
things-
window
yeah,
boxes,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
like window boxes.
How are the plants
Like grown.
doing?
I would say mediocre. I wouldn't say they're beautiful looking because sometimes she leaves and forgets to take care of them and things like that. So, Probably.
I cast Druidcraft and make the plants look better.
All right.
On everything. All the planters, everything looks beautiful now.
Tiva sort of whispers over to Raz. Raz, you're going to need to tell him to stop making my house look so good. You know.
This is Butterfinger, by the way.
Hey, hello.
Hey, this is Milo.
Well, hey, Milo, the two newest members of the party. Welcome.
What are you doing? Stop! No. He likes the smell of the window.
Are these two going to join the hand as well?
And join the paw.
Join the paw
animal
of Yarter.
division.
That's right.
Yes.
I will speak to him.
You know I can't have my house stand out. It's
No,
not good for what
I'll keep him away from anything that's visible from the door.
Fair enough. Sounds good.
As he's already fixing the door.
I'm going up and I'm pulling him away from the door.
Are you strong enough?
Are you gonna try to fight
I am
it, Franklin?
determined enough.
Raz just kind of reels you in for a moment, Franklin.
And I'm just gonna go, please stop. This isn't actually as ramshackle as it might look. It's part of a facade. We need to remain under the radar. Please, we can't have everything looking new.
Under the radar from who? And what is a radar?
We don't want people thinking there's anything unusual here.
But I'm already here.
Unusual about the house itself.
People do repairs on houses all the time.
Yes, but it serves us well to not have our house be in the best repair. Please. We appreciate what you've done, but just stop.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then he just pats her on the head.
Nice.
I do not take that well. Don't do that again. I'm not a child.
When you're as old as I am, everybody's a child.
Not in this house. And then I'm just gonna walk back to the stove. Raz has worked hard to be seen as an adult. She's not gonna let you take that away.
Funny. All right. So, Tiva kind of looks at all of you. Have you guys thought anything about tonight?
Well, I have a rough plan. I thought I'd run it by everyone before I went about setting it in motion. Especially you. And I look to my mom, because I want her approval, because that's still the stage in my life that I'm at.
So definitely still a child.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No, I am a young adult who is just going out on her own for the first time, but still appreciates what her mother thinks.
She's sprouting her own wings, I tell you. Sprouting them.
She's only 20, okay? And that's canonical, because that's what I've written down on my sheet.
Oh.
Which
You think that's young?
Which you viewers
3
can
years old.
access on Twitch if you click on our D&D Beyond overlay. You can see her character sheet.
That's a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
So Raz is going to make a plate for herself, and put some more eggs on Vix's plate and just sort of top up everyone's, and then sit down.
Vix has 2 empty plates, and now he has another pile stuck on.
I'm just imagining that Vix also licks the plate. Is this correct?
Well, when you gave him when he was given the napkin to clean himself up, he just licked it, thinking it was for his tongue.
Okay.
So there's still eggs on his head, probably some jam somewhere.
I thought you were gonna say he just ate the napkin.
No, he licked it.
That's awesome. So good.
Perfect. But yeah, so Raz sits down. I was thinking just to avoid any interference from anyone else who might be interested, and based on the set of skills that we all possess, I believe we do have the ability to take it from the manor itself. I know it's dangerous with guards and that, but we have... Silver has the ability to go invisible. We have Franklin, who can go into a small spider or something of that sort, or an ant or a beetle, and go in undetected. I can appear as a servant or the like. And Vix, I was thinking you would be a perfect distraction so that it was unnoticed when we were going in. And if we needed to make a quick escape, you would be able to help us distract the guards at the gate.
I love it. I love it. Leave it to me. I have a very important job, and I'm going to follow through.
Good.
The confidence of this one.
As I said, he's good.
One thing you must consider. Some nobles have the means to be able to pay for specific magical services. Sometimes, even though magic is not something that is commonplace among just normal noble people, they can't afford to get those with arcane knowledge to, I don't know, sometimes booby trap the premises. Even set magical alarms and alerts. Just be concerned. Be wary that that might be the case.
I've never run across any that are able to detect my form of gift, nor any that can detect a mere shapeshift by a druid. Silver is the only one I'd be worried about there, as invisibility is something I've seen monitored. Perhaps instead, quick, out of character, how common are Dragonborn in this area?
There's probably a little bit of Dragonborn. I mean, Dragonborn are very rare in most cases.
Okay.
I would say probably less than 5% of the population in this city, probably. Maybe even less than that.
And what is their general economic status?
They're, I would say probably in this economy, they work at the docks. They take advantage of their strength.
Okay, perfect.
So you'll see a lot of them kind of just loading things on the barges, taking things off of barges. Some of them actually work for barge building places, maybe moving building material.
Okay.
Just for their sheer
that
size
works for
and
me.
Strength, yeah.
Perhaps instead we could bribe one of the carters taking things to the kitchen and get Silver in that way. Then there'd be no magic required.
That sounds like a great idea. It might take a hefty bribe. Those that work for nobles are usually paid very well.
Generally, carters, though, are not as well paid, and I happen to come across a bit of a boon from the noble who we happen to be sharing company with at the moment that I think should be able to cover a bribe very easily.
Sounds fair.
And then I can, of course, just appear as, do we happen to have the servant's disguise still in the cupboard?
Oh, absolutely, my dear.
Perfect. I can acquire one of those and then simply walk in. And there shouldn't be any questions. And then we convene, and go from there, find where it is. And as for getting out, I believe, Franklin, when you change, all of your equipment sort of becomes part of you, right?
That is correct.
So we give him any incriminating evidence, and he crawls over the wall as a spider or under someone's shoe or shirt, not under someone's shoe, that'll kill you.
Then all of a sudden he transforms back into his turtle self.
And then even if Silver or I are caught, neither will have any incriminating evidence upon them, so at most it'll be breaking and entering, which we should be able to bribe the guard out of anyway.
I thought I was taking care of the guard.
You will be distracting them as we go in and out. This is more of a contingency if all goes wrong and we get caught. I don't think it will, but you never know.
Okay.
You will also be important if anything does go wrong to come back here and let my mother know.
It's pretty far. I have little legs.
It's okay.
Can't really run that far.
It's okay. You'll make it. I have faith in you.
Okay.
As do I. And Tiva taps Vix on the shoulder. Then looks over at Silver. Silver, so what do you think? Are you good at improv?
I guess I can be. I've never tried. Never had.
We have a day to
opportunity, I
practice.
guess.
He's very good at it. I saw it. We were in the forest and there was a deer and he said, "Come here, deer, I'm not gonna hurt you," and then he stabbed it.
Oh. Yeah. That's not really what I was talking about, but that's okay. Yeah, that's.
We have a day to practice. Should be okay.
The only other thing is if they have a uniform, I'm kind of a bigger individual. I don't know how can you get one in my size?
We have our ways.
Okay.
And I just sort of smile and look at Tiva.
She smiles back.
We have our ways.
All right. So it seems like you guys all have a plan. What would you guys now? Are you guys going to do this during the day? Or are you guys going to do this in the evening before this transport is supposed to move? What would be your ideal
Time is bringing food to the kitchen will probably happen late afternoon as they're starting to get ready for dinner, and then make the heist at the time when everyone is in dinner, and so less attention is being paid.
That's a good idea.
So that's the plan.
So are we doing this then?
I guess so.
Okay. So, I guess in the meantime, Silver would be practicing.
Yep.
His whole being a servant of some sort.
I will be helping out with that.
Okay.
If need be, as I have much skill in taking on other personas.
Just to expedite a little bit of the time in between a little bit, Tiva does give you some detailed instructions to the Barden residence, their main establishment. Some nobles have more than one home within a city. Some of them have more than one home in different cities, depending on how much they make. The Bardens, unfortunately, are important here, not so much in other cities. They do have it's basically just an enormous mansion built from stone and brick. You see there's massive columns in front of this establishment, marble columns. There is a stone wall that's covered in ivy and vines that goes completely around the property. There is a cast iron gate in the front, and it's a double gate, and you can see there is kind of like a brick road pathway that leads under the gate from the road itself. And it goes to a separate very large carriage house that looks like basically a 2-car garage, so to speak. Both the large doors are pulled down in the front. The ivy is also growing on this white lattice that seems to be all around the property, even alongside the house and alongside the carriage house. The carriage house, the main house looks to be 3 or 4 stories tall, and the carriage house looks to be 2 stories high.
Is there a servant's entrance?
There is a back entrance, but it is also gated with a thick cast iron gate that's just kind of like regular door width on the back that is currently, whenever you guys arrive, is currently shut.
Do we happen to know the name of any servants that happen to work there?
I think that this would be something. Since Tiva didn't really anticipate you going to the mansion, probably not in this instance. Bless you.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, there might be a way.
I'm thinking more general knowledge, like having lived in the city.
General knowledge, you probably wouldn't know a name of anybody who specifically works here.
Okay.
But that's really the layout. Since it's dinner time, the roads are kind of busy, so there are carriages and other people like walking back and forth. Seem to be other nobles making their way. Most of them take carriages, but occasionally you'll see a group of people walking up and down the streets. What would you guys be doing as you approach? Are you guys going to be in disguise, just as you are? How are you approaching this? Because it's still broad daylight, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Franklin going with as a spider?
Either one doesn't really matter, I don't think, as long as you get in.
Going in the place.
Yeah.
How many guards
Better
did
to
you
go
say
with
there were?
Raz.
Or were there guards?
Yeah, I was thinking it's better if he goes with Raz, but Franklin has
Probably,
no
yeah.
idea where he's going.
Okay, yeah, you can come with me then.
Okay.
Right on my shoulder.
There seems to be, from what you guys could see, if you guys are getting close enough to scope out the place, there are about 4 guards that stand on the front porch of this place. Of course, they are inside the big wall and the gate. There are 2 guards that stand inside the gate, and they seem to be just kind of interchangingly walking back and forth. The cliche guard walk, you know, one walking away from the other, then they spin and turn and walk the other way. And there's also 2 guards in the backyard. One is more closer to the gate, and it looks like it has a large mastiff dog on a leash. And then you see that there's another guard that kind of stands at what would be the back door, the servant's entrance, or someplace where other employees would come.
Okay. I would have spent a little bit of time this afternoon, once I was sure that Silver was fine, like, just sort of watching the place to see what people do when they go in and out.
Okay.
Just to know if there's any, like, words or knocks or anything like that, in order to get in that back gate.
Go ahead and let's call this a perception check.
15 plus 5, 20.
From what you can see, there's no secret handshake or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as if the guards know the people that are arriving, basically by look and by name.
Okay.
And you'd have to get much closer to be able to hear any of the names. I'm just scoping it out.
I would like to try and do that.
Okay, make a stealth check.
But I have switched over to look like Eric's, who's a semi-respectable merchant.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yep.
Make it with advantage.
Okay.
Franklin is going to be like hiding inside of her pocket.
Okay.
This way they don't see just a weird spider on her shoulder.
Okay,
That's a natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, you do...
Plus 5.
You do hear that one of the... You do hear 2 names. You hear the name Trisha, and you hear the name Leonard.
Do I see who they belong to?
Looks like one looks to be a servant. One, Trisha looks to be more of like a servant type, maybe to help prepare and help with the food. Leonard looks more possibly a carriage driver, possibly. He's got the gloves on and things like that.
Okay.
Looks like that might be his position or his job.
Do I catch the name of any of the guards?
The guard that's working the back gate, his name is... Where's my list of names? No, I don't have my list of names. No.
Greg.
Yeah, his name is... We'll call him Justin. Just in case.
I love it.
Just in case you lose your list of names.
And what did you say the carriage driver's name was?
Leonard.
Leonard. Okay.
So those are the three names that pop out to you with a natural 20. I had to give you something.
Thanks.
Hey,
Sorry,
we're
I'm
not
just
doing
making
this
notes.
yet, right?
What was
No, this is my recon.
Can we go buy me a horn? Like a bog horn? I swear it's gonna be useful.
A horn?
A bog horn, like the one that goes. You know? That one.
You might be able to with some of your downtime.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a survival
How much
check.
downtime do we have
Basically,
before we actually jump in?
basically after breakfast all the way up until dinner time really is. You guys have about a good maybe 5-6 hours.
My God.
So I will not transform into a spider until it's go time.
Yeah.
So you might not have
So-
been there with her when she did this. This might be a like.
So Franklin is just going to be casually walking around town.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sounds good. What'd you roll?
An 8.
An 8. Unfortunately, Vix, you're looking around all day. You're going into stores everywhere that you think might have something like this. The best you can muster up is a small whistle.
That'll do.
Right? It's like this. It's like it looks like a dog whistle the way it's shaped, but you blow on it and it makes this really annoying high-pitched sound.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
That'll run you a silver piece.
Sounds good.
Silver, get over here. I need a piece of you.
I'm sure I have it. A silver
yeah.
piece. I don't really know how to get across D&D Beyond. I'm still not used to it.
It's all good.
But yeah, I'll do that.
You got the whistle? It has a little neck chain too, like you can wear it around your neck and let it dangle.
Perfect. It's so perfect.
Okay.
I'm also going to see if I can find the carriage, figure out who they get their food from and who delivers it, so I can bribe them.
Okay. You're watching pretty much most of the day. It seems as if nobody is bringing anything. They probably cook inside, and they might have already got their shipment in, so it might already be here. That doesn't really turn up anything for you coming in.
All right, I have a plan. It's very good.
What's this plan?
You have to wait till showtime.
Okay.
Silver seems a little scared.
Yeah, he seems a little off-put, this whole situation, but he doesn't have his any of his weapons or his armor on either for the whole day, basically.
Okay.
Figured it probably not gonna be able to wear that in there, so just went ahead and put all that stuff off.
Good point.
Upon learning that there is not seeming to be any kind of delivery, I'm going to go back to the house and talk to my mother and Silver, because they're the ones that are there at that point, I think.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, Vix would
Just-
probably still be out shopping because he spent
Yeah.
basically his entire day looking for this horn. And Franklin is just cruising the streets of Yartar, just making his way downtown, you know.
Casting mending on everything.
That's right. Cleaning up the place.
That's right.
of course.
I'm cleaning up this city.
Cleaning up this town. One cantrip at a time.
That's right. Too bad this cantrip takes a minute to cast every time.
Yes.
God. So I'm gonna go back. So it doesn't seem like there's going to be any kitchen deliveries, but we know that they're waiting for a ship, right? To transport their things to.
Yeah. This,
So-
Tiva kind of looks at you and says, "Yes, they'll transport the goods via carriage to the dock where the ship will be waiting."
And oftentimes Dragonborns are working around the shipyard,
Yeah,
so
yeah, from time to time.
they're- if they're around, so they could, there could be a message from the ship just wanting to, find out what time everything was going to be coming.
Like a confirmation, so to speak.
Exactly.
Huh.
And that could be how we get Silver in. Just say he must speak to the, head of whoever's either the
It's-
steward or whoever's organizing the transport to confirm.
It's a good idea. Most of these barge operators are not, I don't know, they're just not bright enough to do this whole confirmation thing, but it's,
If they paid well enough.
yeah, perhaps for a noble and for a shipment of this nature, it could be a possibility.
It's a non-magical way of getting him in. If all else goes wrong, he gets turned away, then he just turns invisible and climbs over the fence.
True.
Always have a plan B. And I smile at Tiva.
Tiva looks at Silver. Are you a good climber?
Yeah, I'm decent, yes.
Good.
Works for me.
So do I need to look like a dock worker then? And he kind of looks down at his clothes. He's wearing actually a very nice set of clothes, surprisingly, without his armor on.
But
I am going to...
Tiva like reaches around this area that's behind a couch, and she's got these clothes look like they're just draped over the couch. While you guys were away, I did a little bit of gathering some things I thought you might need, and it just so happens. And she holds up, and it looks like she's got this rather large dock worker's attire, and she just basically drapes it over Silver's shoulder. See, I got you covered.
Thank you.
Pretty
So, helped a
literally,
lot.
actually. I got you covered.
I'm just, as we're sort of nearing the time, I'll be like, I'll be right back, and I'm going to go over, towards a second little room that looks to be just the pantry, and I'm just going to press down on a certain board and sort of slide it sideways, and then a little trapdoor pops up, and I'm gonna climb down into our little hidden room that, all thieves have, because you gotta hide the goods.
Under the rug.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of chests and things in there that have just assorted clothing and, the classic black suit in case you're going somewhere at night or that kind of thing. So I'm just gonna grab out a servant's uniform that I saw that is like similar to the ones that, if not the same as the ones that I saw at the that the people were wearing when I...
You got one. It's
Walked up.
pretty close. It's not perfect. It's kind of like the black bottoms, white top kind of look. It'll do the trick. The ones that you saw were more of like maybe like a cream color with a little bit of extra ruffle, but you think you'll be able to
Pull it off.
Yeah.
And
You could even
then I will...
You might even get Franklin to be able to use Druidcraft to decolor it a little bit or something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Here, I'll just put some dirt on it.
And I'm also going to reach in and in a smaller little chest that is next to the other one, sort of like on a little shelf next to them, and pull out what is essentially a belt that just has like lockpicking tools sort of sewn into it.
Okay.
So it's because they're very small and flexible, they can fold in, and then there's also some two little like knives in the clasp of the belt that are just little mini knives. So you can, that are probably throwing knives. So that you do not look armed.
Okay. She also, you hear Tiva call down from upstairs. Don't forget those 4 flasks in the corner, my dear. Pick up those as well.
I will find them and bring them up. Do I know what they are?
You know these to be potions of healing.
Okay. Awesome. I like that.
Pass those around. Give one to everybody.
I will do that.
You guys can add a potion of healing to your inventory. Just in case things go south.
Always good to have things on board.
Seems I'll have to steal some more of these.
And while she was doing that, I would go change.
Okay.
And I also changed while I was down in that little in my little place thing. The little cubby. Floor cubby.
Floor cubby.
I changed when I was there.
All right, Vix, anything in particular you're gonna do to any more preparations after buying the whistle?
Not yet.
All right. About this time, as Silver gets dressed, that's when Vix makes his way back with his new shiny silver whistle dangling around his neck. And Franklin also returns back to the house after a wonderful day of strolling through the city of Yartar, trying his best to repair as many things as he could while trying not to make too many enemies in the streets. You got some dirt.
Franklin doesn't understand the society.
Yeah, you got some.
So
you did get some
he just kept
awkward
going.
looks as you were walking around. People aren't used to turtles in this city. They see the occasional one pass through, but turtles are probably even more rare than Dragonborn here. So it gets close to dinner time, and you guys are on your way to the estate. Silver, would Silver be going to the estate, or would he be going to the docks?
He would be going to the estate.
Because he's going to
They don't
deliver
have-
the confirmation. Okay,
Yeah, they don't know that that's not actually a thing from the
perfect. And you are already disguised as a worker?
Yep, I have actually disguised myself as Trisha.
Trisha, okay. Perfect.
Because I saw her. What does Trisha look like? by the way?
Young human, probably dirty blonde hair that's in a ponytail that goes to about maybe the middle of her back. Very thick eyebrows. Gentle, skinny face. Nothing really, no features that really stand out like super big other than
Awesome.
her large eyebrows.
Perfect.
Before we leave, do you have any red dye?
Red dye. Tiva looks at Vex and is like, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with red dye?"
It's part of the plan.
Let's see. I'm gonna roll a percentile to see if she has any red dye.
I didn't think about it till now, but it would be very helpful.
You know, let me go check. And she disappears upstairs for a few moments. And she comes back down and she looks towards you and she's like, you know, I thought I did have some red dye, but it appears I'm all out. But found these. She holds up 2 small ink vials. It looks like one has yellow in it, and one has like a light orange kind of color. You could take one of these, or both.
I'm looking for like dogs.
You're looking for a dog.
I'm looking for a more blood color.
I've got an idea. And she goes into the kitchen. She opens an ice box, gets out a tomato, and she takes it over and she sets it down. And she takes this like wooden mallet. She just starts going crazy. Boom, 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 and just smashes this tomato all over the kitchen. And she just starts smashing it into like this.
That's exactly what I need.
This red paste on this cutting board that's in front of her. And she takes it, and there's like blotches of tomato like spread all around the kitchen and splattered all of her shirt and things like that. She scrapes it off into just like this small container that she's got next to her, puts a lid on it, and hands it to you. This might work.
Perfect. It's so perfect. I put it in my bag.
I'm not sure what to call it yet. I just, no. I do. You've seen me do that before, Raz. I just do it from time to time. It just makes a good delicacy on some of our foods.
It's gonna help. It's gonna help a lot. I'm really ready to go.
Also, it's good stress relief.
Oh yes, definitely. Dear, I'm gonna need to change. Look at this mess.
I'm about to get all the guards, all of them.
Oh no. Oh god.
I love where this is going. I absolutely
This is gonna go so badly. I love it.
I love every
It's
part
gonna
of
be
this
beautiful.
plan. Everybody has a role to play, and if one person messes up, it's all gonna go to crap. I love it. That's a
It's gonna be so
perfect
good.
plan.
Really is.
And we're kind of splitting the party.
Oh, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Splitting it a lot, 3
Splitting
ways.
a lot. Yes, you are. Again. All right. So.
Oh, okay. So, last minute, Vix, you're going to be by the front gate.
Yes.
Silver, you're going to enter through the front gate, and then as soon as there's nobody around you, wander off. Does anyone have sending or any kind of telepathy ability? No?
I'll go as soon as I see him go through the gate.
Give him 10 minutes.
That's a lot of time. I'm trying to get all the guards away.
5 minutes.
Okay. All right.
Give him 5 minutes. We had a rough idea of the layout of the house, right? You said, or like the outside of it?
The outside of it, yes.
Yeah.
You have a
Okay.
pretty good idea. The inside,
Okay.
not so sure.
Okay. Silver, how good is your sense of direction?
Out in the woods, it's a little bit better.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Sitting in cities or big, populated
Inside the
areas
house.
might not be the best unless I've been there before.
Okay.
Franklin is just gonna point at north and just say, "That's north."
Once you're alone, try and get outside and around to the back door.
Okay.
Okay? Because we can meet you there.
Okay. Well, at that point, wouldn't it just be better if I just went invisible and climbed over the fence instead of me going in? Because if I'm gonna go in, typically if it's a noble's house, a guard's gonna be with me at all points. So wouldn't it just be better if I just went invisible and climbed the wall then?
I'm just
You want me
worried
by
about a
the back door?
magical alarm. I mean, are you willing to risk possibly spending a night in jail?
I mean, they're the first for everything, I guess.
Then invisible and over the wall it is.
Okay. I'm gonna go get my armor then. I'm gonna put my armor stuff back
No long weapons,
Silver,
if you can.
Silver goes back to change again.
Franklin does not let go of his walking stick.
You'll be fine. You're gonna be a spider. The penalties just get steeper if you're found with what's considered a more deadly weapon.
I don't have to take any weapons in then if that's the case.
Tiva looks at
Even
you all
better.
and is like, yeah, that is true. The only ones with weapons
Would
usually are the
guard
guards.
really want to
Or
take an
thieves.
old man's walking stick?
You're gonna be a spider. You're fine. Like, literally, you're fine. You're the one we are not worried about in any way of this. I have also removed all of my daggers other than the belt daggers.
Okay.
Well, I think we do this. Everyone ready?
Sounds good.
So,
I'm so
Vix, give us 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Off of when Silver walks in the front gate.
No,
Nope.
off of when we leave you.
Okay. I'm really good at time.
That's fine. Raz does not expect him to wait 5 minutes, just so you know. She's just trying to get like a minute before all hell breaks loose.
Before you guys left, as Silver and Franklin and Vix make their way out of Tiva's house, Tiva kind of grabs you, Raz, a little bit and sort of whispers to the rest of the group as they're walking down to the street. Can't really hear you that well, but it's like, be careful, my dear. And she looks down at the rest of the group and she's just like, just be careful.
I will. And don't worry. If all goes wrong, I guess we just wash our hands and start again.
Yeah, there you go. See that? She taps you on the shoulder. She's like, have a little fun, why don't you? Smile.
I'll smile when we're done.
It looks better on you. And then she, now carry on. Get the job done. You can do it.
Yes, Mother.
And she
And I will walk out the door following my party.
closes the door behind you. And you guys head to the estate. All right. So, at what point do you plan on initiating the plan as you guys are approaching? I would say you guys are within probably a couple blocks as we expedite travel time a little bit from the southern
As
parts.
soon
of the
as
city
Rad
to the
says
northern
it's
parts.
time to be a spider, then I transform into a spider.
Okay.
That's
Um,
also when I'll go invisible.
Okay.
For-
Invisibility
I s-
lasts for an hour?
For an hour, that's why, yeah.
Gotcha.
Just gonna
Yeah.
wait until we get
Okay.
up close.
Got it.
I got 2 hours per wild shape, so
Okay.
Perfect.
When we start to get closer and I can see the house,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna duck into an alleyway real quick, and I'm gonna turn into a little elven boy.
Oh yeah, don't worry. We are all ducking into the alleyway. These people are not going invisible and changing into spiders in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn into a little elven boy with really ripped up clothes and blood all over him. Like it looks like he was just through a fight or something.
Okay.
It looks like something clawed him open and stuff.
So you got deliberately got holes ripped in the clothing and stuff.
Yeah, all the way across. It looks gnarly.
Awesome. And
Oh, God.
Franklin goes into tiny spider mode,
Spider mode.
and you are dressed you dressed and looked like Trisha, the servant.
Mhm. Yep.
And Silver just goes and just fades out of view. All right.
And when we're a block away,
Okay.
I just look at Vix.
You are a block away.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Starting now.
1, 2.
Oh god.
And then I just walk away with my spider in my pocket and my invisible person assumedly behind me. And I walk towards the back gate.
Write that down as the episode title. A spider in my pocket. That's what this episode title is. Okay, so you're going to the back gates with the spider.
Yep.
And Silver's headed to the
And-
front.
No, Silver's
No,
also.
I'm gonna climb over the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna climb
the
over
side.
the wall on the side.
Yeah,
Yeah. Silver, we'll go with you first.
Okay.
As you kind of break off from the rest of the group, you find a part of the wall, and it's great that the ivy and vines have attached themselves to the wall. Actually makes for some pretty good handholds. But go ahead and make an athletics check to climb the wall. I'm gonna with the vines. I'm gonna give you an advantage on the check.
Okay. Okay, so that's an 18.
18. You have no problem whatsoever climbing up. As you get to the top of the wall, you can kind of get a good vantage point. You can see the backyard, probably about 80, 90 feet away from you. There's the one guard near in the back, has that dog on a leash.
Okay, I'm gonna stay up on the wall until I see Raz and Franklin. I'm assuming I can sit up on top of this wall.
Oh yeah, you could.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit up there and wait for to see Raz enter.
Okay.
Through the back. I'm gonna stay away from that dog at all costs.
Okay.
So.
Perfect. You got it. Raz, you head towards the back door.
Yep.
And it seems as if the guard is standing there. He's holding the dog on the leash, not really even looking in your direction. Seems to be looking in an opposite direction than you when you approach.
Is it Justin?
Is it Justin?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the guard here.
Okay. Good. Okay. Just checking. I am. Is there a way to like stealth without looking like you're trying to sneak in?
You know, the whole like, I am perfectly casual. I'm supposed to be here.
Look like you belong.
Hiding in plain sight.
You're gonna have to make yourself known anyway to get them to open the door.
Oh, okay.
So I
fair.
would say for this instant, probably not.
No. Okay.
You're just gonna have to depend on your ability to be able to deceive him.
Okay, I'm good at that. I will. I'm assuming I saw how people signaled the guard in order to get them to open it, so I will do that.
Yeah.
Whether it is knocking or calling or.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You kind of head up and you call to him, and you actually use his name, and he looks over to you and he has a surprised look on his face at first, and then all of a sudden the dog starts kind of barking towards you. Milo, quit it! Stop, Milo! Gosh. Why does this dog do this sometimes? I just can't get it. Trish, I thought you were inside.
I had to make a run for the missus.
I didn't see you come by.
I went out the front.
Make a deception check.
And this is like as much time as I would give.
Since you're disguised, I will go ahead and give you advantage on the check as well.
Okay. That's 17 plus 5 is 22? 22.
Good, okay. Fair enough. I'm sorry. I apologize. And he comes back to the gate.
It's fine.
Releases a lock and a latch. Opens up.
I walk inside.
And you make your way inside. Little spider, eight eyes peeking out of your pocket. As you're making your way. The dog just, as you're walking by, is like, and kind of like sniffing towards you. He's like, Milo, it's just Trish. She walks in all the time. Stop it, dog. Argues with the dog, and you guys make your way. And you said that would be all the time, Vix, that you were giving them? Okay, Vix.
Yeah, I'm getting antsy. Like, Vix would be getting antsy. He's like, I really want to do it.
Okay, what's your plan? Let's see it unveil.
Right. So he starts darting towards the front gate.
Okay.
Help, please! Help me! Oh God, help! I'm like limping. I'm using my like staff. The candle's lit on the staff though. I'm using it to like waddle up to the gate. Help! Please! Oh God, please! I think my heart's about to pop out of my chest. Please!
A couple of the guards approach the gate. One kind of hurriedly. They just look through, and the other one's like,
There was a monster! There was a monster that flew from the sky and clawed me up, but now I feel like I'm gonna die!
well, don't lead it here. Get away!
Oh god! I fall onto one knee and I slam my staff into the ground, and fog starts to come out from where I am. Once I'm covered, I'm gonna use. I'm using pyrotechnics first. Then I use silent image to make a pterodon, the thing we fought, fly out of the smoke. And then as it flies out of the smoke, I'm gonna blow the whistle and my pan flute at the same time to try to make it sound like a bird call.
Make a performance check to see how good this whistle sounds. See how it makes it sound.
21.
Okay, Silver.
Yes.
You hear screaming coming from the front gate as you're watching Raz make her way comfortably by the barking dog. You hear some screaming. Then you see what looks to be smoke at first, but it's this massive fog cloud that emerges from the front yard, which you can see off to your left, since you're sitting on the side of the building. And then you see, it looks like a terrible flying winged reptile goes flying up towards the house, and you hear this awful noise. It's just
Rip headphone users.
goes completely crazy. And then you see the dog just whips around and looks towards the front, and you see all the guards in the back like look towards the front, and you hear a bunch of guards screams from the front. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
Raz and Franklin, you would have also heard all this commotion from the front yard.
I'm a spider.
I'm ignoring it.
Awesome.
I have a
job,
mission.
guys. Yeah, we'll have to see how this plan works next week as we delve deeper into this.
Oh, it's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be great.
I love it, guys. I love it. I love every part of this.
Yeah, this is great.
And Jamie, I did not see that coming.
I haven't gotten to the best part.
This is why I can't.
Gotta wait till next week.
This is why I cannot over prepare for this group, because it's like I can have like wonderful maps and things laid out and encounters in front of me, but none of them would actually be used. So awesome job, guys. That was so much fun. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight to Delve and Dash. We should be back. I'm hoping so. To be back next Thursday. So if everything is all good with everybody, we will be back streaming live 7 p.m. next Thursday for another episode of Delve and Dash. So don't forget. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out all of our previous episodes. And don't forget to hit that follow button. Or if you want to support us financially, you can hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you as a part of the Proficiency Bonus family. Does anybody have anything they'd like to say before we call it an evening tonight?
We have a GoFundMe, right?
Yes.
That's the one?
That's still a thing, yes.
For a GoPro for Gen Con. Because we got a lot of people going now. There's some surprise people going that we didn't know about before, but they're going now. I'm not going to say who that is, but they're going.
Oh my goodness.
And if you want to see all the action, we need to get one of those GoPros.
Yeah, the Probo family needs a GoPro for the Probo.
Yeah, the Probo. Probo GoPro.
Do they have a Pro GoPro so that you can?
A Pro
Yeah, we need a
GoPro.
Pro GoPro, Probo to go Pro.
BOGO? Buy one, get one?
BOGO GoPro Pro.
I'll post that link.
Yeah, post that link
At some time.
Yeah, make sure you go check that out. Don't forget of our other streams. We've got Mystic Hour coming on tonight. I'm pretty.
No Mystic Hour tonight.
I think they canceled it tonight. Yeah. So, so Mystic Hour is canceled tonight. So we've got tomorrow night Storm King's Thunder. Got all of our other awesome streams that are coming up. We've got our awesome Insight Check crew, who you need to go back and watch their last episode. I need to go back and watch their last episode. I fell asleep.
Bro, that dragon.
How dare you?
That dragon didn't know.
So I hear they faced a dragon, and I need to go watch that.
Yep.
Those are exciting to me. So don't forget, guys, make sure that anytime you are around a table with a big group of friends and you've got your D&D character sheet ready, don't forget to add that proficiency bonus, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.